Have you been watching this Diddy trial?
No, what's
tell
up?
me.
Man, the Diddy trial is great. So they started off with Cassie, his ex-girlfriend from like 20 years ago. She was 19 when they got together, and she's laying out this whole like timeline of orgies and all these male prostitutes and all this like fetish play and all this dirty sex and just crazy like nasty details left and right. They would and they're showing the jury all the images because they have all the images and the video of this stuff. So they're like looking at videos of like Diddy and a couple of male prostitutes pissing in her mouth and like, yeah, like
Was she a consenting adult?
She was 19, but so
okay, so yes,
that's
sketchy but legal.
The issue is that she says she didn't want to do all that stuff, but I don't know what's going to go on as far as that. I think it's going to lead to more criminal stuff. I don't know if what Cassie is describing is necessarily illegal because it sounds like she was what she says now is like, I didn't want to do that. I did that to appease him. And it's like, well, I don't think that's crime necessarily. That's just a bad relationship. Although the things that were going on are wild. Like he would have her hire these like male prostitutes in every city, and he had this whole cleanup crew that would come into the hotels that they would trash with their sex parties to clean up the blood and cum and piss that would be everywhere because he would make her bang on her period. So there was also he would have her like put the guy's cum on his nipples and do weird stuff. There's all this like fetish stuff that's coming out. Lots of like just dirty talk and nasty stuff. Lots of pissing, lots of baby oil. We found out what the baby oil was for. It wasn't lube. He likes to watch, and he likes the participants, the fuckers, to be glistening. And he said the baby oil needed to be reapplied every 5 minutes. She's like, it was a lot. 5 minutes. It's like every 5 minutes he would want them to be completely like another layer, so that everybody's just glistening. You know, they would have studio lights, so it's like blue and purple and red lighting. So like you know,
what a freak.
Yeah, all sorts of like really in-depth stuff. And I don't know if any of that's criminal because it doesn't seem like she was being forced at the time. But I think maybe this is all just character stuff to lead to some of the shit they've got that is criminal. She is the one that was in that video that you might have seen where he's whooping her ass by a hotel elevator. You know, he runs out in his towel and he kicks her and like beats her on the ground. She was
trying to escape, seemingly, right?
Yeah, she says she was trying to escape one of these like freak offs, and it's interesting because I'm hoping that later in the trial we get some more celebrity dirt. I want to find out that J-Lo was. So there's this one source who's saying bonkers stuff, not in court, but like there's a person who's involved, and I read some of their statements, and they're saying bonkers stuff that I wouldn't even want to repeat anywhere because I'd be afraid one of the celebrities would sue me. She's saying that like Jennifer Lopez and a lot of other like mainstream celebrities were involved with raping children with like glass bottles and stuff. They're like, oh yes, they held the 11-year-old down. There was a story about
holy
Bieber
shit.
They said that she said she walked in on Bieber being raped by 2 or 3 men, and they're holding him down. Like lots of stuff like that is coming out. That's not in court though. That's an accuser who's not testifying. All that's happened this week that I've seen is Cassie testifying, and I believe the cross-examination may have began today. So his people are like going after her. Zach, if you could find one of the artists, courtroom artists like drawings of Diddy, he does not look like Diddy anymore. He's all grayed out now, like gray beard, gray hair. Obviously, he's been coloring it. He's a late 50s man or something like that. And it really shows up when you're black, obviously, every gray. But he looks old and he looks rough. They said that he keeps reacting. Their families are there. I told my family not to come to my sentencing, and it wasn't even anything embarrassing. She's pregnant with her husband's child. She's rubbing her belly the whole time. I saw one courtroom reporter who's present during all this said that some of the jurors gasped at times when they saw some of the images. I don't know exactly what they're seeing, but I think it's her having sex with like lots of men and lots of orgies. Yeah.
What a hilarious job.
It's so bad to draw these things. They gas. I'm picturing myself on the jury, like as they show all this like ridiculous shit. Like, juror number 9, you've got to stop masturbating.
What? It's hot.
Can I finish? I'm close.
God damn it! Why didn't we get rid of that guy? He's gonna throw this whole thing.
He's over there gooning. Juror number 12, please stop gooning.
I'm so close to coming, and then that's so.
But Diddy's like, hey, don't waste that cum.
On the jury.
Come here, you got that cum?
Diddy gains favor with me by bringing baby oil on day 3 of the trial.
Oh my god! You're in the juror box, rubbing yourself down, waking up Diddy.
I think juror number 7's in the bag. We got it.
You're glistening.
Mistrial for sure.
Who's your prediction, Kyle? Because you seem to be following this the closest. Of who of the mainstream celebs is going to be implicated in a real way, not like a hearsay, like a real way. I think maybe Bieber getting raped makes sense because they were parading. I've seen enough clips of like Diddy parading him around in a creepy way that I would not be surprised if he was victimized in some horrible ways.
Diddy, I'm gonna guess that Diddy was late 30s, early 40s when he was chilling with Bieber 20 years ago or whatever it was, and Bieber's like 14 or some shit. And it's like I'm thinking to myself now, hanging out with a 14-year-old dude, and it's like, man, I wouldn't even play video games with a 14-year-old dude. I don't think. You know what I mean? Like, I think that could be kind of weird. Like you see what happens online when people get accused of stuff. It's like, I don't even want to put myself in that position where like I might say something I shouldn't say, and or they might say something weird. I don't even want to be there. Let me get out of this room before anything happens. I don't want to be part of this. But it seems like he had a whole circle of guys. I'm wondering if they asked the jury about a number of names. If do you know this person? Are you familiar with this person's work, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And it's a bunch of A-list celebrities. Mike Myers is on that list. Fucking Dr. Evil Mike Myers is on that list.
I don't like that. I hope he's innocent. I
hope he was a witness. I hope he's like he heard a thing. I hope he like dated someone who used to get like was involved with this and that he has knowledge of it. Yeah. I hope that Mike Myers wasn't in there like, oh, I'm dead sexy. Oh, I'm gonna need a lot more baby oil. Diddy, come here.
I sure hope my 14-year-old is ready. As in and molest them. I would hate that. I hope Mike Myers
baby, baby. Singing that old Bieber song. It's crazy what's coming out in the court. I really hope that. I think he's done. I think he's going away for a long time. They have so much evidence, and the charges are what the charges are. Oh, I know what he's guilty of. So what they did, they were hiring these male prostitutes and then transporting them across state lines. So he's 1,000% guilty of that. And there's like evidence, like hard
What's the
evidence.
Penalty for that? Is that bad?
It's the Mann Act, I think. I don't know what the penalty is, but there's going to be like lots of what do you call it? Instances of that, lots of charges of that, not just one. It'll be dozens, if not hundreds of charges of that if they want. It seems like the sort of thing where they could nail them to the wall just on that if they wanted to. But there's also like she's saying, I don't know exactly what she's saying. Like I said, I haven't heard a lot that sounds criminal to me, but I'm getting it secondhand. Obviously, I'm not hearing her testify or anything, but it's wild, the like crazy stuff that was going on. And it's clear that that's what he was into and that's what those freak-offs were that we'd heard about for decades.
Yeah.
That Epstein Island bullshit is clearly like an epidemic among people in power. I think that it's way more widespread than we would be, that we would think.
They didn't have one island. Like you got to have a lot of places to tool around.
Epstein had other islands?
Well, there might be other Epsteins.
Epstein wouldn't be the sole proprietor of their.
There's probably a Singaporean Epstein and a Filipino Epstein, and like you know what I mean. Like there's plenty of people who are into that. But Diddy turned out to be not so chill of a guy.
Seems like a bad dude from what I've learned.
Real rapscallion. But yeah, the coverage of it. I just wish the cameras were in the courtroom. I wish that we got to like see. I don't want to see the evidence. They're obviously not showing that. They're even shielding that from the people who are in the courtroom. They're like turning the monitor so only the jury can see these like explicit images and such. But I just wish we got like an O.J. Simpson type scenario. I don't know why they don't do that more. That was so cool. Like it was 1994 or 95. I was only 9, but I remember it well. Every day it was on. It was what
is the
everyone talked
difference?
about.
That was state court, right? Is this also state court?
I think so. Maybe it's a California thing. That was obviously in OJ was obviously in Cali, and
Diddy's not in Cali,
New York.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got him in that like scary New York prison they had Epstein in. That's just apparently horrific with roaches and like really bad facilities and stuff. Like,
that's
awful in there.
Stinks. Poor guy. Oh, he's around roaches and stuff after like molesting kids. Damn.